was basically, again, the last one, kind of comments on what you were going to say, but that was basically what I was going to say. And everyone does have a right to their conscience and to their belief, but when you enter into certain fields, you have a responsibility. And if it interferes with your belief, then you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make. You can either quit your job, find another job, or that's the choice that you make when you go into that field. I think it is a slippery slope. Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? We've all been probably in a situation where we have a prescription filled, and we've had to have an insurance company, do a pre-authorization. You have to wait until they decide whether or not you're going to be able to take it. How frustrating is that? Well, what's the difference if a pharmacist says, "Oh no, I don't think I'm going to let you fill that"? That's wrong. So I absolutely do not believe physicians or pharmacists should be able to decide between a doctor and a patient. My husband and I are really fortunate to have good health insurance coverage. He's a federal employee, so we have good coverage. But I take a lot of medications. I have fibromyalgia. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but it requires quite a few meds. And I don't know what I would do if we didn't have good coverage. I really don't. And I don't know how people who don't have good prescription plans do it. And I've been in a position where I've had to choose between medicine and peanut butter. I've been a single mother who couldn't afford one or the other. I had to make a choice because I had to feed my kid. And I had the pleasure of reading through the Zinnia report. I found it online, and it's marvelous. It is so comprehensive and so wonderful and so thorough, and it is a crying shame that it got shot down because some of the recommendations in there are wonderful. Some of the statistics that I read in there, there's an assumption that I hear a lot that, oh, people in South Dakota that don't have health insurance, they just don't want it. And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Of the adults in South Dakota without insurance, 70% of them work. Probably a lot of them more than one job. And of that 70%, 90% of them either can't afford it or their employers don't offer it. And I think that we have a lot of small businesses here, and they can't afford to offer insurance to their employees. And it's not that they don't want to, but they have businesses that have 7, 8, 9 employees. They can't afford to offer insurance to that small of a number. And I think we need to offer incentives to smaller businesses and offer some assistance programs to those smaller businesses. We need to extend our Medicaid eligibility to people who live to 200% of the poverty level, because even 200% of the poverty level is just scraping by. There's all kinds of recommendations, and if you can find it online, I recommend that you read it. And if you want information about it, come and talk to Senator Cadis or myself, and we'll spell it for you. And you can look it up on the internet because it is wonderful, it's comprehensive, it's thorough. And hopefully we can push something like that through again.